Neither of these two people has ever done anything for anyone or anything outside of their own narrowly defined self-interest, which then might include their children or whatever, but nothing else. No outside interest. You can speak to them either together or separately. Why would these two individuals want to be of service to someone or something other than themselves?
I think one of the problems that those two individuals will have, and I think they have to have a certain emptiness in their soul, as a human being. I think there is nothing more important, I think, aside from be a successful father, for example, a family man, or successful in terms of your jobs, or the job or your employment and so forth, of your relationship with your wife, and is that I think it's a certain emptiness if you don't contribute with other human beings to a cause, a definite purpose. And I think that's very important. I think if you don't do that I think it's a certain emptiness that you will have in your life. And I don't know how you will fulfill it. Maybe you can and so forth, but I think this is very important. Even if you are a very successful businessman, a very successful individual, a person, or you might have struggling, like you mentioned, and so forth. I think one of the things that you might be able to get out of that struggle is by being able to, even in that capacity where you are having a lot of problems, be able to get involved and do something for others, And I think all of that will pay back. I think you get it back. I think I have always been I know that this is nothing that I'm saying that is new, but it's something that is true. That is true.
What could they expect, the same two viewers, to get out of being of service to someone or something else?
It's not so much that you expect anything back. I think that alone is very rewarding. When people, for example, I was talking. As a matter of fact, this happened just recently. Where a friend of mine, that we talked quite a bit, he was saying that he went and helped. He went to see. He was trying to sell a house to this individual and so forth, or sold the house. Was trying to sell this house for this lady that her husband divorced her and so forth. Had a daughter with 3 kids that have come from California, and this person this lady was totally depressed. The lady that had 3 kids her daughter came from California, and she was now divorcing her husband, and she have also divorced her husband with 3 kids, and he was able to, at that time, he was trying to sell, was going to sell a house, her house, and he met this lady, and then he brought this lady over here, for us to try to get her a job, and we have been very successful with this family, and now that family has a job, she has a job, and she rented an apartment. So I think that is very important. I think you can make the type of work that you have, even though in this case you are only like a broker or a real estate, you can really impact other human beings by the actions that you take, and be able to move and be able to have the relationship that you have created to be able to help others.
One of our viewers was inspired by what you've said, but they're afraid. They don't want to dive in head first. They'd like get your toesies wet kind of a service project. Is there something you could suggest for them?
Well, the only thing I could suggest is what we do. We have the Latin Chamber has a number of programs, all the way from business-related programs to we have committees. Get involved with us. Come and observe. Come and see what's going on in our. For example, we are having we have meetings on. We are going to be now placing, like I mentioned to you, we're going to be placing close to 200 kids in the work experiences. Be part of that committee. Be part of that group. See if you have a few friends that might open doors for us to place these kids. These kids are disadvantaged kids. These kids are kids that have had some problems, that are poor kids in many instances. So we have to first place them in because we don't want to have a kid sitting let's say, for example, if you are helping this kid and you're going to put him to work in your office or in your company, we don't want him to be sitting, doing nothing. I think we want him to learn something that 20 hours that he's there, we want it to be something that would be worthwhile. So you can help us, or you can get involved in many of the committees that we have and contribute and see if it's something that you can do in order to help this individual, help us, and help yourself.